what needs to be said. Hosted by Asante, Mr. Pick Six Salmon. Week 14 starts in Pittsburgh with not the most anticipated game of the week versus the Patriots, but here we are. And what a surprise. The first two possessions of the game are scores. New England Patriots scores a touchdown on the first possession of the game, but was unable to score a single point last week versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Bailey Zappi was super impressive in the first half, throwing 3 touchdowns, and then New England Patriots start doing their New England Patriot thing. Turnover, getting a punt block, and being shut out in the second half. What a shame. Patriots Nation isn't so excited about the win. They are more worried about getting a top 3 pick in this year's upcoming draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense is horrible with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. Pittsburgh is a good team, but needs to figure out who will be the backup quarterback of the future. The Steelers know they can remain competitive with Pickett, but that won't last long just being competitive. Pittsburgh was hit with a questionable offsides penalty that you can clearly see the Patriots defender break the line of scrimmage and no one else moved. This may have cost the Steelers the game, unfortunately. Now, head coach Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat, and a lot of Steelers fans are calling for him to be fired. What do you think? In Cleveland, Ohio, Trevor Lawrence takes the field after it looked like a serious injury against the Bengals last week may have kept him out of this game. Trevor Lawrence began this game shaky, off rhythm, and uncertain of himself. But after a few turnovers, Trevor gets comfortable and starts to fight back. He is starting to see that the AFC South division has the best defenses, and the division is a very physical division. I'm not expecting much from them in the postseason, more like a one and done. Cleveland Brown has found a quarterback that can temporarily get the job done in Joe Flacco. It's not a perfect scenario, but he can get the job done for Cleveland with a lot of help from Myles Garrett and company. This was a good victory for the morale of the team after 3 straight losses, and it's something they can build on. In Cincinnati, this was a sloppy game for the Colts. They are used to playing better than they did against the Bengals. The running game isn't the same without the two-headed monster Jonathan Taylor, who was missing, and Zach Moss was left to handle the small load with 13 carries. But besides running screen plays, it was hard for the Bengals offense to make any big plays or explosive plays. Now, a lot of players contributed to this victory for the Bengals, and we call this a good team victory. Lions versus the Bears. It would be the Lions' running attack that helped them overcome an early lead, but Justin Fields was precise and decisive and also ready to play. The Bears took the lead and never looked back. But if Justin can continue to show the Bears he is the quarterback of the future, they won't need to use their draft pick for a quarterback. Instead, they can use that draft pick to get Justin more weapons. This was a good look for the Chicago Bears. Now, I can't say the same about the Lions. This was a bad look, losing to their division rival who isn't so good of a team. Detroit is looking like a team that will start fast but can't finish. The Lions can't stop anyone, anywhere, anytime, anymore. Texans versus the Jets. The New York Jets defense continues to play hard despite the lack of offensive production. They were able to shut out potentially the best quarterback in football in the first half. C.J. Stroud posted 28 yards passing in the first half, but the Jets defense held the Texans passing game to -4 yards in the first half. Now, it's hard not to think about what could have been if Aaron Rodgers never get hurt, but that's in the past. C.J. Stroud was under heavy pressure, making life hard for the rookie quarterback. But the winners for this game is the Jets offense, putting up 30 points against the Houston Texans after only averaging 14 points per game. The Texans are blowing their chances to make the playoffs. The Denver Broncos take their talents to play the Los Angeles Chargers, another team that could not score in the first half. And Justin Herbert needs to play with more urgency. I'm convinced his quarterback mechanics are just too slow. He takes tons of unnecessary sacks, and the ball can get out a lot faster than it is. Now, play calling is questionable, and going for it on 4th down instead of points or good field position is becoming a problem for Chargers Nation. Denver Broncos are learning their strengths and weaknesses under new head coach Sean Payton, and 3rd down conversions in the 4th quarter was the biggest winner for this game. He understands how to close games, talking about Russell Wilson. Russell is gaining more and more belief in himself in a new environment, and it is taking time, and he's finally here. 49ers versus the Seahawks. Brock Purdy with another impressive game, completing 19 passes for 368 yards. This margin of victory was expected, but understand it is truly hard to win against a divisional opponent this convincingly. Now, it would be a long, disappointing future if the Seattle Seahawks doesn't get the talent they need to compete with the 49ers in the future. They need speed at the wide receiver position because DJ Metcalf struggles in man-to-man coverage and doesn't create enough separation for his quarterback. The 49ers are only going to get better from here, and if Seattle doesn't keep up, they will continue to fall behind. Now we take our talents to Kansas City for an AFC showdown. Buffalo versus the Chiefs. Another team surprisingly almost goes scoreless in the first half until a minute and 20 seconds left. Patrick Mahomes leads the Chiefs to a touchdown, but Buffalo played like they understood their playoff hopes are on the line. Josh Allen left it all on the field, as he always does, trying to extend or create plays when it's nothing there. And you could tell by his body language how important this game is to him. But a costly penalty takes the air out of the stadium after the Chiefs score on a great play design by offensive genius Andy Reid, and this keeps Buffalo playoff hopes alive. The most anticipated game of the week, Sunday Night Football, Eagles versus the Cowboys. And it was a great day for Cowboys Nation. The number one spot in the NFC East was on the line, and also the number one or number two seed for the NFC was in play. But it would be a Dak Prescott show while the magic of Jalen Hurts starting to slow down for the Eagles. And I'm not sure if offensive coordinator Brian Johnson is responsible for this, but things aren't clicking on that side of the ball like it used to in the past. Now, each time Eagles offense was about to put together a good drive, Cowboys secondary forced a fumble and created a turnover, shutting the drive down. The Eagles secondary needs to match the same intensity of the Eagles defensive line. And if not, the Eagles secondary will possibly stop the Eagles from a Super Bowl run. Mr. Pick Six, say what needs to be said.